Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty awesome Riven that I rolled for my play Kripath called the Pineapple Pizza, and the reason it's called the Pineapple Pizza is because the damage is disgusting. No offense to people who actually like Pineapple Pizza, I've never actually tried it. It was a stream meme. You kind of had to be there, twitch.tv/iFlynn. I'm live every single day apart from Thursdays, apart from this week, because Guardian Con's coming up, so that's why I'm making videos and stuff like that to kind of like tell you guys that I won't be live this week, blah, 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 blah. We're here to talk about Riven. So, yeah, I got a really good Riven. I kind of shat myself whenever I got it, because I didn't expect to give it, or get it at all. It could be far better. But that's besides the point. For Slide Crit, this is my Gara build, so I don't know why I default to the Warframe build, but whenever it comes to the Riven, it could be a lot better. It could have a better negative stat, and I could also have like different stats on my damage stats, for example. So like having plus melee damage rather than plus electric damage would be a lot better here. But let's just talk about like why this is a good Riven to begin with. So we have plus range, which is awesome because if you're going to be going for Slide Crit, then having plus range just so you can kill more enemies with one swing is pretty good. Plus electric damage, which is awesome for this build because it actually lets me make my elemental combo with corrosive, because as you can see on here, I haven't got any shocking touch mod, so I need to have something to kind of substitute for that shocking touch mod to give me that corrosive damage so I can make my I can make my corrosive damage and other elements as well, such as radiation, if I want to get my damage bonus off. So 75% more damage versus heavy gunners if you're using corrosive, 75% extra damage versus bombards if you're using radiation, right? So having electric on this Riven for me is worthwhile, I guess. So I don't know. Moving on though, we have Slide Attack has 81.4% critical chance, or chance to be a critical hit. So that's additive instead of like being a percentage based increase, so it doesn't take a percentage of your base crit chance, it actually just adds that 81.4 on top, which is awesome. And then you combine that with Maiming Strike and you get even more on top of that, like the extra 90, and then you take into consideration the Blood Rush, which is going to take 165% of that number, that base critical chance that you get after your Slide Crit, and then give you even more critical chance on top of that. So you're going into like critical chance territory like that's above 200% at all times, so you're constantly getting those really high crit multipliers, right? Which is awesome because you're keeping your combo duration up with mods like Drifting Contact or Body Count or whatever. This is also on here to counteract the minus status chance that I get on this Riven too, so it's not necessarily too good for something like a Condition Overload build, because you have that minus status chance. So my negative could be a lot better. It could be like minus finisher damage or something, and that way like it doesn't matter too much because this isn't a Riven for finisher damage, right? Just having a Riven for finisher damage in general is just stupid because finisher damage is so insane, it wouldn't make any sense. But this for me is almost kind of the perfect Riven. Almost, like I said, electric stat could be something like critical damage, or it could be melee damage or something like that. Or even like if you got rid of range, you could get more damage out of it if you didn't want that range on there. But having range on here just makes it like it's more of a quality of life thing, right? So I went ahead and I have replaced Prime Reach. It is a lower value than Prime Reach, so meh, whatever, but you need to have that combo duration on there as well. So like usually my old Riven, it had combo duration on it. It was combo duration plus electric damage, which still allowed me to make my corrosive element, but it just wasn't that damaging, right? So I just wanted to have something on there which dealt more damage. And you'll notice with this build, whenever I sort of demonstrate it to you, or with this Riven at least, I'm gonna be like red critting almost 100% of the time. What I would do is I would maybe go ahead and make a new Zaw, because, I could make a Zaw that has a lower critical chance and still get those red crits, right? And then I could increase that status chance so I could apply like viral and corrosive and stuff more consistently. Then that way I'd be dealing more damage, because like I said, Maiming Strike and this Riven, the critical chance is additive, right? So what happens is every single Slide Attack, you're going to get plus 81.4% to your crit chance, and then a plus 90, and that also takes your base crit chance into consideration as well. So it's 18 plus 81.4 plus 90, and then that is your crit chance on Slide Attack. And then whenever your combo builds up, it's going to take 165% off that number, and then turn that into your actual crit chance, right? So That's insane amount of crit chance, and then you have your crit damage multiplier on top of that, and also the crit chance multiplier, because every single 100% that you go up in your crit chance, you get a higher crit multiplier, right? Kind of a lot to take in, I know, but whenever you look at the damage, whenever we do test it up against, I'm going to test against level 110 heavy gunners, because those are the highest level enemies that you're going to find just casually playing. We're going to be testing against those guys, and you'll notice how quick they drop. And just with the Riven as well, like, because it has that electric damage on there, it allows me to mod for my corrosive and my radiation a lot more, I guess, without worry, you know? So, yeah, modding for corrosive damage gives me a 75% damage bonus versus heavy gunners, and then if I mod it for radiation, I would get 75% bonus versus alloy, which is those bombards, right? So, yeah, the build is pretty straightforward. Other than that, so you have your melee damage on here and prime pressure point, attack speed on berserker because we're going to be critting, prime fever strike for your toxin, and then you have your electric on the Riven here, maiming strike for your slide crit along with the Riven, drifting contact to counteract the status on the Riven as well, and then give you that combo duration, blood rush for the even more crit chance, and an organ shatter to up your multiplier to 4.2 times, which will give you even more damage, right? So here's the damage stats of the Za: 77.1 puncture, 46.0 slash, 30.4 impact, 61.5 viral, and 532 cruises. So it's probably one of the most damaging Zas in game. And like I mentioned before, maybe making a new Za with a different link. It's still gonna be the what's it called, if we go ahead and review the parts, it's still going to be the Plague Balkwing Grip and the Plague Kripath Staff, or Strike, sorry. You're going to want to change up the link to give you something more geared towards your status, right? Because crit chance is kind of a negligible stat, you know? This is just kind of like a balanced polearm that I put together in case I wanted to mod for either Condition Overload or my Slide Crit, right? So it just allowed me to demonstrate both, but if I was going back to remake it, I would gear it more towards status with lower crit, and in that way, I would still get my red crits, I would still get my crit multiplier, and I would still proc those status chances or those status effects more sort of like effectively, I guess, or more whatever. I don't know if you guys heard that motorbike outside, but there's a motorbike outside going vroom. So let's go ahead and spawn in these heavy gunners and make them at level 100, and let's make them level 155 just to kind of show you guys that this is just gonna completely destroy people. But yeah, so here we go. We're not gonna pause the AI, but I am gonna make myself invincible. If you pause the AI, you actually get your unaware bonus. So I'll demonstrate how powerful this is with Warframe abilities after I kind of demonstrate it on its own. Because like if you use something like a Valkyrie or a Volt to speed up your melee attack speed, you're going to be dealing even more FPS, DPS. And then you can also use things like a Loki or Octavia or something to make yourself go invisible, so the enemies aren't aware of where you're at, and you deal more damage because of the 8 times multiplier on that unaware bonus and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and do the slide crit off the enemy. So you'll notice that within a few swings, our first swing was actually an orange crit, and then within a few swings, we're getting off those red crits as well. Gara may not have been the best choice, because I am actually proccing like a, you know, like a radial blind off on them because of the passive. So let's just go ahead and swap up frame actually. So yeah, but you can see like how fast we build up that that crit multiplier, right? So let's just go ahead and we'll use Volt, because I want to show you guys this polearm with Volt, because Volt is usually the frame that I used in my streams. So yeah, so here we go. You get your Berserker off. I also have Arcane Strike on here. Arcane Strike is just something that I normally use on like all my frames, so for me that makes sense. So here you go. This is like kind of the damage that you're going to be dealing without Warframe abilities and just with like general passive buffs and stuff like that. So you can see that the guys die insanely fast. The only downside is you're not going to be proccing things like your slash procs, your viral procs, like I said. So you're really relying on that crit damage. So this isn't the type of thing that you're going to be taking into like an augmented enemy armor sortie, you know, because like you're not going to be one-hitting enemies, because you're not going to be stripping away armor. If you do have all the enemy's armor already stripped away, like in the sense that you're using like 4 times crystal projection, or you're using something that will strip away the enemy's armor, then yeah, this will be totally fine. Like you're going to shred for the enemies. But because you know, you've got nothing on the polearm itself to kind of deal with that armor and reduce it as you're attacking them, then it might not be the best idea, and it might not be the best weapon to kind of use in those like really challenging sorties, especially if they're like level 100, because like that's just like enemy armor scaling ×2. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and use our speed again as well. So check this out. Check how fast these guys die because of the speed. So if you're playing like just casual general relics and stuff like that, those enemies don't stand a chance if level 155 enemies don't stand a chance, you know? So yeah, this is how crazy Maiming Strike plus Riven, range, yada yada yada. It's kind of crazy, you know. You can pull off the same thing with a Skoliak, you know, if you get a really good Riven for that, because that weapon was underused, so it has a very high disposition. So I'll go ahead and show you my my Skoliak Riven as well. It's kind of got the same stats somewhat. So actually I can just type it in. So Skoliak, there we go. So here you go. So you have electric, and then you have slide attack, has 135.5% chance to be a critical hit, and they have minus damage to infested, which is also a good stat. I would recommend going for that too. But yeah, like, why minus damage to infested? Their easiest faction in the game. So meh. This is just a really good Riven, and I wanted to show it off and kind of give you guys an idea of the type of role that you want to be going for. Of course, the values could be higher. You know, you could have a higher electric damage stat for like a lower range stat. You could have 3 positive values on here rather than 2 positive and 1 negative. So you could have 1 negative, 3 positive. So you'd have like range electric and critical damage, or range electric and melee damage, range electric and melee attack speed. Maybe like if we were to talk about status chance, you could have like range electric status chance and minus finisher damage. That would also be a good one. Of course, whenever you're building for slide crit, you're not keeping status chance in mind that much, because I mean, you just don't really need it, because you're gonna be one-shotting most things anyway. So like let's just take like level 60 content, you know. Level 60 is the first level of the sortie. So if we go ahead and we get our heavy gunners, spawn in 20, and we make these level 60, simulate, like, check out how fast these guys die. It's kind of pathetic. So yeah, they don't stand a chance, dude. They actually stand no chance. So that's like your first tier of sortie, and then like what, your next tier of sortie is gonna be like, let's say 75 to 80. So let's just go ahead and spawn in like level 80 enemies, like so. Here we go. Simulate. Whoop whoop. Over here, you can get Ash Prime free by watching Tenno live. You heard it here first, guys. Holy shit, PogChamp. There you go. Those guys are dead. They're all dead. Whoop. Dead. And then let's just go for the level 110, like I mentioned beforehand. Oh wait, those were level, they were still level 60. Derp. Okay, 1 derp per video. Simulate. Okay, level 80s. Let's go. Already level 80? They are. Okay, they're all dead. Easy peasy. And the next group, done. Easy. Oh wait, that guy lived? No way. And so did that guy? What? No, he's dead. See? So yeah, it's fun messing around with Rivens, in my opinion, and I know you guys kind of wanted to see more. Not level 10, level 110. There we go. Sweet. Simulate. Get the thing. And here we go. This is the highest level enemies that you're going to encounter if you're just kind of playing your sorties on a daily basis, and we're just kind of mopping them up, you know? So they're all dead. All of them are dead. I fell off the map. Shit. I'm bad at the game, chat. Not chat. I'm not even streaming. Why am I saying chat? Chat? Yeah, I'm just too used to being a streamer now. But yeah, that's the play Kripath with a pretty okay Riven. It's pretty okay Riven. It's close to a god roll. Kind of close to a god roll. Could have better values, like I said. Could have free positives, better negative, you know, stuff like that. It really depends on the build that you're going for. Condition overload would also be a great thing to go for, like status chance, melee attack damage, an element, whatever. It's really up to you. Like, honestly, that's what it's all about. But other than this, or other than that, making videos is hard, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, go ahead, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget that I'm also going to be streaming for Guardian Con this week, so that's July 8th at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know exactly what time that is my time, but I will be streaming, and I will be in the Guardian Con chat and answering all your Warframe questions and stuff like that, and the incentive is going to be interesting. So every $1,000, I'm going to do something to one of my Warframes, and yeah, that's the only hint that I'm giving you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.